tour. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're good. I hope you are well. Only streaming on Tottenham on Tour today because Ben is having a wonderful weekend with Mickey. So it's only on Tottenham on Tour today. And I was going to be going solo and thinking, do you know what, let's have a solo stream. But I thought, do you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go old school. And I reached out to the Tottenham on Tour Black Book of Names, and I thought I'd get someone that hasn't been on our show for a long, long time. He has been sorely missed. So for today, and hopefully not only for today only, it is Brian and Dave the Roadman. How are we, buddy?
How's it going, mate? How is it going, brother?
It is going very, very good. It is very, very good to see you, buddy. I'm very good to see you, or kind of see you. I'm waiting for a big reveal to see you because you told me something yesterday that I hadn't. I want to see this. Apparently, there's been a haircut.
That has, yeah. I no longer have my long hair. You ready?
I'm ready.
Whoa! There we go.
Look at you. Look at you, brother. Looking sharp.
Oh, mate. The long hair has gone.
Mate, you look sharp like that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is, mate. It is great to see, mate. How good is it to have the band back together? Or should I say, how good is it to have the band end back together?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, end back together, mate. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have been majorly busy with life and stuff like that. And obviously, I do have my own YouTube now that I'm trying to get content on and stuff on my bike and just life, mate. Life takes hold of you, and it's been kind of hard. And to be fair, you got to admit, mate, Spurs YouTube and Spurs, everything about Spurs lately, prior to the appointment of Frank, has been pretty dismal and been horrible. So, yeah, it's kind of been one of them, but I'm back for today, and hopefully not the only time.
Definitely. Well, we're going to plug your new channel at the end as well, for sure. Put the link in the private chat, Dave, and we'll promote the crap out of it. We'll promote the crap out of it. You been on any breaks to Cornwall or anything?
No, nothing like that, mate. No, I haven't been anywhere. No. No? I had a kebab the other day. That's about it, really.
Nice. No fish cakes.
Nice. No, I don't do fish cakes. Fish fingers are nice though.
Okay. Right. Well, we're going to have some fun today. Listen, it's going to be my last stream on the channel before I turn 46 on Sunday.
Big number.
Before I hit 11 years of marriage to my beautiful wife on Sunday. So we're going to have some fun. Going to get Dave's view on Thomas Frank. We're going to update Buzzword Bingo, Buzzword phrases and bingo, and we're just going to have some fun. So first of all, we got a new member, which is a dear friend of mine, John, from Seattle Hotspur. And when people ever hear me say the term rebuild or reload, this is the man that gave it to me. So thank you for joining. Aniban, big up to you. We will answer that question at the end. We can talk kudos. We'll talk kudos in a minute, actually. Big up to KPV. Our brother Craig O'Sullivan is in the building. Look, mate, you are looking fresh. You are looking very, very fresh. Jason, good morning.
Sorry, mate, I was going to say, the thing is, right, I had that long hair for so long, right? Yeah, I loved it, don't get me wrong. But when you're trying to put on a helmet, it is a nightmare. So I was like, no, it has to go, and I got to get it fresh. And now I've got my old curtains that I had when I was in the 80s, the 90s, mate, back in the day.
Mate, you are looking, mate, I'm not taking or slating your old hair. You look sharp like that, I have to say.
Thank you.
Jason is saying good to see you again.
Lovely to see you, Jason.
Big up to Ian. Big up to the two Marks. It's the Sheriff, who's also saying good afternoon to you. Emsy's back. No Savoy, it's just fish cakes and kebabs here at the moment. Oliver, big up to you. I hope you're good. Ben is in the chat. And then obviously Mark says Roadman. And then Ben has been a member for 2 months. Big up to Ben. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here as well. looking very unvagrant-like. So,
well, you know,
before, because I don't want to forget what Aniban said, the talk for Kudos is getting stronger and stronger. What is your thoughts on? You're not a fan?
I can't stand him, mate.
Why?
Right, here we go. Yeah, clip this. It's going to go all over bloody X or whatever it is. Yeah, right. I don't like Kudos, mate. Yeah, as a person, I think he's a nasty individual, right? And I'll have this argument with anyone. Twakey, how's it going, dude? I'll have this argument with people, right? Yeah. And, you know, I see it all over X and stuff like on YouTube's, right? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
They say, Tell under Frank will be amazing. He's going to come great. He's going to score loads of goals and do great, yeah? Odegaard, oh my God, he's going to be amazing, do great. Bring Kudos to Spurs. He's going to do amazing, going to do great. What about Brennan Johnson? Oh, no. We're going to sell him. He's crap. But, you know, our leading goal scorer, who can't score a goal, who are pretty much trash, especially Tell and Odegaard, they've been really bad, right? Let's be honest by it, yeah? They could come amazing on the Frank. I don't know. I ain't got a magic ball. But what we've seen of them, pretty bad, right? Our leading goal scorer, yeah, guess what? He's got to be sold because he's crap. And it's like, you know, it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. If we sign Kudos, like I've told you, and I've done previous videos on this, haven't I, Brian?
Yep.
If we signed him, I give him a year. I give him an entire season. Let him have a season. He can do what he wants. After that, that's when the criticism comes. I don't like Kudos as a person, right? You know, when you just don't like a player. There's certain players out there that you just can't get on with. You just don't like. That's how I am with Kudos, right?
Yep.
Does he have technical ability? He has buckets of technical ability, yeah? He is fantastic on the ball. His end product is crap. Let's no two ways about it. His end product isn't all that. And the price West Ham want, 80 million? Are you kidding me? You could buy two players who are better than him for that price.
So
Makes no sense.
I will say, thank you, Mark, for your members chat, which is saying quite right, Dave, JGO. Let me just say, and Dave, you're obviously with Johnson and your Welsh roots. Johnson's going to be more central this season with Frank. So Kudos wide right. Do you really think that? Do you think that's? I don't think that. I think Brennan Johnson's going to have a very good season this season. I really do, because he's going to play more central, because he's not a winger. We've been trying to play him as a winger, but Kudos can play in that position. He
can, and for me, the good thing about Kudos, is he could play right, left, or in the central, right? In the central, he can be more aggressive. He can be more dynamic. He can open up that midfield. You know what we've seen of, like, you see what we've seen from Kudos. You know what we've seen from Bissouma near the end, yeah? When Ange had a chat with him and he started really playing good football, right? He really started playing. That's what you get from Kudos every single game. Yeah, it's not just, someone's had a talk with me, then I'll play. He plays like all the time. Now, yes, West Ham had a terrible season, but so did we. Yeah, we had a terrible season, so did West Ham. His numbers were rubbish, right? Coming to Spurs, who knows? He could be insane. He could go bang in 30 goals and have 20 assists. No one can predict that. What you can do is look at his games of the past and look how he affected the football of West Ham. Well, everyone's saying they had a terrible season. No one player can change a game. You know what I mean? No one can change a season. Sorry, not a game, change a season. But for the price that they want, 50 mil, not a drama. Sound. 50 mil, take it, whatever. Yeah, right? You can get an investment on that. And, you know, he doesn't have to score 30, 40 bloody goals. Yeah, he can just affect games with his ability. You want to bang 80 million on a player like that, that is just for everyone to turn around and say Spurs have bought an 80 million pound player. Right? That's what it is. They can go on YouTube and go, we signed Kudos, here's some loads of, you know what I mean, short YouTube videos of him doing skills and doing this and all that, and him sitting on a chair in front of the fans because he scored a goal. How important is Kudos to this team under Frank?
Well, I think, well, do you know what? Well, but before we move it on to Frank, because obviously I want to get your take, everyone will know mine. Our good friend Junior Mafia, what do you reckon to that?
No, not a chance.
Okay.
The reason is, is we want to sell players, yeah? We don't have an owner willing to replace those players. Bentancur can be a really good player under Frank because he's experienced, right? He's the right sort of player for Frank. But if we were to sell him, we will not replace him. That's the problem. We won't replace that type of player. So it's not just about, oh, let's sell someone or let's get rid of them and everything. It's about Levy. And I got a lot of things to say about him, but it's about Levy.
Oh, we can get to him later.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think we should sell Bentancur. I agree with what Jason's just put in. I think Bissouma should be the one. If you were to get rid of Bissouma and go buy Kudos for 50 mil, that's a good bit of business. That's a great bit of business, yeah? You sell Bissouma and you buy 80 million on Kudos, that is rubbish because you ain't getting that return. I'm telling you that now.
So Daniel has put it. This name has been branded. We started talking about him yesterday, and we will get on to Frank after this with your views. This guy, Richard Rios, I've never heard of. I'm not going to, like I said, people have been telling me about stuff, but he has been widely spoken about. He's playing at the Club World Cup right now. He's meant to be a person that can play in defensive midfielder, in midfield, and also the cam role. This guy is 25, from what I remember him. He's about 25, 30 million. This could be, because obviously I personally don't think Bentancur's going anywhere because Frank wouldn't have mentioned him in the meeting. But this guy is, this rumour is gathering pace. And talking of rumours, I will be updating transfer window, buzzword and phrase bingo. And I will say there are some absolute corkers in this one. But Dave, let's move on to the man himself. Obviously, you haven't been about on Spurs YouTube for a while. It's always great. I'm so happy I'm with you today. Your thoughts on Thomas Frank?
Right. So obviously, you've seen in our group that we have, the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
I had some words to say about it. I can do it fully now and explain it properly. I'm on the fence in a sense of Frank, not because of his ability of a manager, but because of what he's going to have to deal with. Mm-hmm. Again, it's not always about the manager, yeah? With Ange, right? You know what I mean? He had his own challenges. He has his own trials within Tottenham, yeah, right? We won a trophy under him. Beautiful. Thank you. Awesome. Amazing. Did he get the right to do another year? That's for the owners to decide. Us fans can say whatever we want. We don't run the club. It's for them to decide. But we were 17th in the league, and it's not good enough. A club like Tottenham, we shouldn't do that. But then you look at prior years when we've won trophies, mate. Have a look at our league positions. Yeah, it's not like it was something new. It's not like, you know what I mean, when we won the Carling Cup against Chelsea, we were second in the league or something, right? We always, when we go to win a trophy, we always end up being crap in the league, yeah? When we don't win trophies, we do half decent in the league. Going on to Frank, I'm excited now that we brought Justin Cochrane in.
Yeah.
Because he is incredible. He will develop players and he has a vision for coaching and football that is just unbelievable, right? Frank, I'm worried about because he is a great manager. He's amazing, yeah? But he's moving to a club that you're not just pressured by the owner. You're not pressured by you're pressured by the owner. You're pressured by the players. Most importantly, you're pressured by a fan base that's so fickle, right? And so easily swayed left or right that, you know what I mean? They're unlike any other fan base, mate. Arsenal fan base, you get what you get with them. Chelsea fan base, Man United, Cities, all of them, you get what you get with them fan base. With Spurs, 1 minute it's, oh my God, we're the greatest team in the world. 1 minute it's like, oh my God, I want to burn the stadium down. Next minute it's like, this player's great, now he's crap. And they can't make the mind up. They can't make the mind up, yeah, right? And it's a big issue within his fan base. And I've seen a lot of it over on X, yeah, right? Where there was this big war. There was a big war, yeah, right? Between people who wanted Ange out and people who the classed as Ange, you know, the other word that they use, right? And I sat there and I was like, what are you doing? For the people who wanted Ange out, you're giving the ones you're calling ammunition to walk into the stadium, yeah, right? And hound Frank for every little mistake when he shouldn't be. Frank's coming in, it's fresh. Forget the trophy, European trophy, forget it, right? That's done, it's dusted, okay. Frank comes in fresh. Are we going to build something under Frank? We hope so. He's a manager who can develop players. He can get us playing structured football. Football that you're not going to walk in that stadium thinking, oh my God, that high line's going to kill us today. That team's going to absolutely just smash us. We're going to go in being solid, structured, and how I see it, and I hate bringing them up, but like, you remember under Poch, right?
Yeah.
The football prior to Poch was a mess. It weren't the best. Poch come in and he had his structure. The defense knew how to defend. The midfield knew how to be a midfield, and the strikers knew how to strike. That's how it worked. At the moment, we knew how to strike a lot of the time. We scored a lot of goals. Our defense was just abysmal. Yes, injuries and how have you and all that. What are you doing?
You're being photobombed.
Apparently, yeah. But
bombed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, the structure was not there under Ange. We had no structure. But he won us a trophy, great sound. Frank, I hope, brings back that structure, brings back that where, like under Poch, 15, 16, I think it was, yeah, right? We ended up going an entire season without being beaten at home because White Hart Lane was a fortress. Teams were scared to play us at home because they knew they weren't going to win. Whether it was a draw, whether it was win, we didn't lose, right? And that's what we need to go back to, where people walk into that stadium, glorious stadium, and be scared of that team that they're going to play. Because at the moment, no one's scared of Spurs, mate. Ipswich, you know what I mean, ain't scared of Spurs. Lower league teams, Plymouth Argyle wouldn't be scared. No one's scared to walk into our stadium because there was always a chance to score a goal against us. And we've seen it against teams that should not have a right to score a goal against us. So, Frank, I'm excited for. I'm just not excited about the owners who are sitting there behind him. That's what scares me, is because if you're not going to give Frank the right tools, guess what? It's just going to go the way every other manager goes. And he's not the Messiah. We've had better managers walk into this club than Frank. Sorry. Conte is a better manager. Josie is. They've had their careers, yeah? Yeah, but they've had their careers, mate. They've had their careers. They won their trophies. They did what they did, yeah, right? But the one owner stopped them. That one owner caused their careers to have that block where it was just like, looks terrible.
Yeah,
I don't want that for Frank. That's why I'm on the fence about it, because he seems like a great man. I reckon he'll get the players fighting brick walls for him. Not running through and fighting brick walls, mate. Going through, everything for him. But it's the owner needs to give him the tools and freedom to actually be able to implement his philosophies and his styles freely. And who knows that video? I mean, that video, mate. Sorry to carry rambling on because I haven't been able to talk about it.
Go, bro.
That video of Levy and Vinny, mate. Oh my God. Trying to make Levy human. That man does not have a human bone in his body, yeah? He is a robot. He is a money-making robot, yeah, right? Who doesn't care about football. Oh, look, it hurts me. It hurts me. It really does hurt me. You shut up, you. It hurts me, you know what I mean? Oh, all them losses. We should be challenging for the Champions League. We should be challenging for the Premier League. Quickly, Lee, prior to Ange winning the Europa, you had 22 years to do that, mate. Guess what? You didn't. Guess what? Each year, you chose money over the football, and it's not going to change. Trying to humanize yourself, you're a muppet. Simple as. You're a fool, mate. And I'm not buying it. So, yeah, there you go. There's my thoughts. Frankie, let's go. Come on, you Spurs.
You know what? We've been on just over 19 minutes, and I think I've spoken for 3 of them. That has been, mate, I've just let other people leave you right. I can just sit back with popcorn. I will just say, at the moment, Rico, unfortunately, I can't have him say that just yet. I should have got him before Frank. We are Spurs TV. Big up. Do you know what? I'm going to bring up a stat now. This is the thing. He's not. Like I said, people keep looking at it this way, and I can understand it. Don't get me wrong. I can understand it, but the budget he's going to have is completely different. The players he can attract are completely different. What I will say, and I hope this, big up Shem as well, buddy, big up. I hope this stat will start to show people as well what this man can do. I had this sent to me this morning by Terry O'Shea, a dear friend of mine. And obviously people are saying that Brentford play boring football. They don't really do much. Well, I'm just going to bring up this. This is from last season attacking-wise. And we'll have a discussion. And people in the chat, we'll just have a general chat. So if any guys have any questions or anything, just put your questions in. Put a Q and a dash next to it so I can see them to mark them. But talking about Thomas Frank, let's have a look at this stat. This is from this season. So, in the Premier League, XG per shot, top of the league. Shooting accuracy, top of the league. Conversion rate, top of the league. Goals per shot, top of the league. All last season. The only one where they're bottom of the league is average shot from distance, because they don't take long shots. They don't take long shots at Brentford. They try and get, obviously that can improve, or maybe, but for someone that apparently plays boring football, not very attacking, and doesn't do a lot, forget where they finished in the league right now. Forget the points they finished above. Forget the points where they finished above us, and that as did the double over us. Look at those stats. We're talking above the champions Liverpool, above all the Champions League teams. Of course, people will doubt because he played for Brentford or managed Brentford and what Brentford have to do. You cannot knock these stats, Dave.
No, you can't, mate. And, stats are there for a reason. And I know people say, oh, you can't just use stats, but they are there for a reason to show you what teams doing, what players doing, how have you, and things like that. The stats are good, right? And the one there that sticks out to me is the average shot distance. Again, another manager who wants the ball in the box. Yep. That's what that tells you. He doesn't want these, long shots, just hit and hope shots or stuff like that. He wants the ball played to where you're in the opponent's box. To do that, you've got to pressure your opposition team. You've got to push them back. You've got to force them in. It's not just, they hit a low cross like we did in Orange and stuff like that. It works. We seen in Orange, I think we scored, what was it, 68, 70 goals in Orange? Something stupid like that. That type of football works. But what you don't see under Frank is what we didn't have in Orange is defensively as well. If you look at the defensive stats, Brentford weren't that bad, mate. They weren't that bad, and it's good. It's really good, so for me, it's exciting, but it needs the players to be able to do this. We need some upgrades in certain positions. We need some rotation players. And, it's just one of them, mate. We were really good at scoring goals at one point where it was great for Spurs, but it was the defensively in the midfield that just lacked any conviction. And, the wingers and, the wing backs or inverted fullbacks. I can't wait to see that gone. Bloody hell, I hated it. Yeah. That's what we struggled with. Now, for me, Frank, his most common formation is 3-5-2, right? So that, to me, is going to benefit us massively.
Or 4-3-3.
Yeah, but the main one he used at Brentford, it was 3-5-2. That was the top one, so I'll go on that one. But for me, when you look at that, you think of what players we could have up front, yeah? Solanke and Brennan. Tell whoever, Brennan. Tell Odobert. You could put Kulu up there. You could put Son up there if he stays. You know what I mean? Players like that would work up front, yeah? Wing backs. Udogie and Porro have always been running wing backs, yeah? They never invert. When you invert players like that, you cause overload within the midfield and in front of goal. The wingers get stuck outside and they become ineffective, especially against the low block team. A low block team with inverted fullbacks, the whole team's ineffective. You've got no one creating space, no one opening space, no one creating lines, anything. Whereas Frank's system in a 3-5-2, putting Porro and Udogie past the wingers, which they like to do, and they're very good at it. We've seen Udogie do it a lot of the time, and we've seen Porro do it, allows the likes of the Tells, the Brennans, if we sign Mbuemo, any of them, to fall into that in front of goal and create, move, be a nuisance, be annoying to a defence, right? Especially low block defence and a high line defence with counter-attacking. Midfield is cover. You can allow the Madisons or whoever, the Bergvalls, to have a bit more freedom then because you've got 3 defenders at the back, right? You've got 3 defenders sitting there covering you, right? It'll be great for Van der Ven's hamstring. He'll love it. Ain't no hamstring injuries there. The whole season of Van der Ven, beautiful, because he doesn't have to run half the way across the pitch chasing balls. Romero, again, another one who would love that type of situation because if you put him in a 3, Van der Ven on the left, Romero up front, and say Adanza on the right, hypothetically, or whoever you want to put, Romero has that freedom to become that, kind of like the drop-in defensive midfielder the one sitting higher up than the other two defenders, just any straight balls, any trying to, you know what I mean, pass through the lines and anything, he's really good at reading them type of balls. It works. It really does. So, yeah, stats like that are fantastic. Stats like that are needed under Spurs. Yeah. He's going into a team at Brentford where I think their most expensive player cost them, what, 2 million, 2.5 million?
Oh no, they have spent some money, but nowhere. This is the thing. Nowhere near what he's got at Tottenham. Nowhere near. And you got to remember, every season he knows he's losing his players. Every season when it comes round, and I will say that stats for the strikers, like you said, this will be music to Dominic Solanke's ears.
Yeah,
I think honestly, don't get me wrong. I think that this season he's getting 20 goals across all competitions, easy if he stays fit. We need better. Don't get me wrong. We need, if Richardson's going, we need another striker for sure.
Yeah.
But I think Solanke this season will literally show why we played him, why we bought him. Sorry, I think this will be music to his ears.
Oh, 100%. Because if you look at the way Solanke plays, yeah, right. If you look at the hands, right, he spent what 70 minutes out of 90 running around chasing balls.
Yeah.
Just chasing shadows, mate, yeah? And he did it well, you know what I mean? People think it was rubbish, it was crap, and I've not seen people say that. You don't understand, he's trying to pressure players to make movements quicker to allow the players behind him to feed off balls. Unfortunately, the players behind him just stood there watching him run around like a headless chicken, right? You stick him up top in a 3-5-2 where he doesn't have to run. The midfield's job. Midfield's job is to pressure the defence. Winger's job's pressure the defence. He just needs to be in that box ready for a goal, right? When we bought him, that was his main position. He never left the box. He never left the attacking box. And that's how he scored that many goals, and that's why we bought him. Why Ange then literally sat everyone back and had him running around in circles, I don't know. But under Frank, he will have Frank. Frank will have him in the box just sitting there. No movement, just stay in that box. When that ball comes in, get that goal, right? And he will score a bucket load of goals. We will see a great scorer in Solanke again, yeah? But we need the players around him to do that.
Correct.
We need structure. We need everything, really. And there is a lot of players we need to buy. You know, there is certain players that needs to go. You know what I mean? You can't hold on to players through just because you love them or they've been here for years. I guess everyone knows who I'm going on about, but it's not just him. The Bassumas need to go. Richarlison could work, but he's injured too much, so Richarlison needs to go. Son, unfortunately, he's got to go now. Leave a legend, mate. Leave a legend. Leave with that trophy. Go Saudi or something. Go grab the bag. Go get all that money and go retire somewhere.
I have to say with Sonny, Dave, again, I think he plays more central under Frank. And I think if he stays for one more year, he will be a lot more involved and be a lot more within the goals because he's playing more, not out so far out wide. But before we carry on with this, I just want to bring up a couple of questions. Then I'm going to do Buzzword Bingo, then we crack on. Both from We Are Spurs TV. How many times has Frank won against low block teams in the past? I don't think, I haven't done my research, so don't quote me, but I can't think of a single team that goes to Brentford and says, let's play low block.
No.
In all honesty, I mean, I might be wrong, but I cannot think of that. But the next one is, how many players have scored more than 15 goals in a season for the first time in their career playing under Frank? Quite a fair few of them. And I mean, you just look at it, their front three are Wissa and Buemo and Sharda. They scored over 50 goals combined this season, throughout the season, which is, apart from Brennan Johnson, who got in the 20s, it's nowhere near what we did. And that's for little Brentford, playing the way they do against the teams. So I expect big things from Thomas Frank. Huge fan of him, as people know. Connor, mate, I've got to get in touch with you after my weekend celebrations with my wife for my birthday and anniversary. And please don't forget to like the show. Give it a like for my birthday and my anniversary. That'd be amazing. I will be in touch with you. And Connor is doing a show with me and Craig, all about Levy and the finances and everything. So, Connor, I will be reaching out to you, buddy, and we'll sort that out after the weekend. But it is time now for me to go through Friday to Fridays, new entries, in Buzzword Bingo. So before I bring them up, how many new buzzwords and phrases do you think has been used from last Friday to this Friday? Only new entries for this window. How many do you think have been this week? Dave, have a guess.
40 minutes.
No, okay. Let's have a. Let's have a.
I say 5.
You say 5. This is Tottenham. We normally get. Okay, you're going with 5. Okay, let's wait and see how many people. If anyone puts in how many new entries we're going to get. There's 60 people in here. Let's see if anyone can get close to what it is. It's been a cracking week, I have to say. For these, it has been a cracking week. So, do you know what? Marios has gone first. So we've had 17, 15, 42, 9, 20. Right. Whilst these come in, I will say, Ryan G's just said 12. I will let you know the people that have put the votes in. The closest one is Mr. Ian Ferguson, because there has been 19. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to read them out. There are some absolute fucking corkers. So we have had to sweeten the deal. Will fight. Pressing hard. Price has to be right. Are keeping tabs on. Weighing up an approach. Have joined the hunt. Turning interest to action. Nothing is set in stone. Illustrious suitors. Push the boat out. Tracking. Process of inquiry. Engaged in discussions. Making a strong push, whatever that means. In the mix. Followed by, without a doubt, my favourite one of all time. It's gone right to the top. Spurs have been tempted to pounce. Tempted to pounce, bite the bullet, and active inquiry. I mean, there's some humding. What's your favourite one there, Dave?
Oh, there's a couple in there. There is a couple, but tempted to pounce. It just, it's there, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's up there, but pressing hard. What are they pressing? I love to know all the pressing hard, you know what I mean?
Making a strong push. You got to love. Whoops, I've gone back to the Brentford thing. Making a strong push has got to be.
Sweeten the deal's a good one. To sweeten the deal, what? You know what I mean? 5 million on whatever the bloody name was. You know what I mean? A skywalk, free F1 round. I like the illustrious suitors. That's a good one.
Wait, that was for the Lazio guy. Illustrious. I mean, there has been some great ones.
That is. There's nothing set in stone.
I don't think you can be tempted to pounce. I mean, they have set the so high this
I know.
This window. And I now have to make an announcement because I get so many tweets going, you do realise this isn't the club. You do realise it. Listen, it is banter. I don't care about the player, where they're from, the value, their age, their position. The only thing about Transfer Buzzword Bingo is literally it's in the title, the buzzword and phrases. That's it. Yeah. And the amount of people going, oh, Brian, you do realise this isn't real. Right? Yeah, I know this. I know this. So yeah, that wraps up this week's buzzwords and phrases. Still no, here we go. But I will say, and actually, I've just seen someone that's going to be very happy to see you. So where is he? I can see him in the chat. There he is. There he is.
Nice seeing you, Colin, bro. Nice seeing you.
It's good.
It's been a
long time, mate. Like I said, sir, Dave, what's your thoughts? Oh, wait a minute. Paddy's in here as well.
Paddy, lovely seeing you, dude.
Everyone's very happy to see you back. Nick, exactly, brother. Just because it ain't real doesn't mean it can't be fun. Exactly. It is the highlight of the summer. But rumours are Bueno. I was about to say Kinder Bueno. Brian and Bomo.
You would like to buy one of them, mate, than him.
Brian and Bomo apparently is now saying that it's not just Man U he's interested in. Rumour has it. Rumour has it. Would you be happy if he signed for Tottenham Hotspur?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. he is a workhorse. You know, if you've got a Solanke and Mbeumo on the pitch, mate, yeah, defense is going to be knackered. Players are going to be knackered, mate, because they don't stop running, yeah, right? But just to put this into context, right, because, you know, I was a part of a massive page on X that dealt with transfers and things like that. 90% of the time when this comes out, it's the club trying to raise the price. That's all it is. It's the selling club trying to raise the price. They're holding off to get the best possible value. Yeah, right. It came out ages ago, right before the interest of Tottenham and all that, and before we signed Frank, that he wanted to go to United. It was all there. Yeah, right.
Oh, Mary.
So for me, you know, you got to look at it as this. Yeah, right. He always wanted to go United. United is his boyhood club.
Yeah.
United interested. United weren't hitting the price.
Yep.
United weren't hitting the price. That came out way before we signed Frank. Frank comes in. Oh, great. This is perfect for news. This is perfect for agents. This is perfect for Brentford. Because now we can link Mbeumo going to Spurs. And then we can hike up that price. We can say to United, look, Spurs are interested here. They're coming in. They're about to pounce on us. Spurs are about to pounce on Mbeumo. I'm going to jump on him. You know what I mean? Playing that poker, all that, get all them buzzwords, throw them all into one. And that's what Brentford are doing. So United hike up the price for United and get the best possible deal. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, as a club, use something like that to get the best possible deal? Because if United fall through and Spurs don't go for Mbeumo, yeah, guess what? Brentford get to keep him. Fantastic. It's a win-win for them. So I'd take all these links with a pinch of salt, because if Spurs were genuinely interested, there would have been more movement. There would have been something happening, yeah? Right? Take some more of them buzzwords, throw them in that part as well. Nothing's happening. Transfers at Spurs, yeah, right, ain't happening yet. Trust me, there's no player that's even close to being signed, personally, from my point of view. I could be wrong, as someone gets signed literally right now. But Frank's just walked in. He's not seen any of the players play football yet, right? There might be little holes he can buy, but overall, he doesn't know which players to sell and he doesn't know which players to keep. We do. As fans, we can go, sell the
I think you have a general idea.
Yeah, but you've got to watch them. You've got to see how they train. You've got to see how they're going to play for you, because you can't just walk into a club and go, yeah, you gone. Oh, I don't like the look of you. See you later, mate. Oh, you ate that chip wrong. Bye. You've got to watch him play football. And he can't at the moment. He can only see them train. So, you know what I mean? I think it'll be a few weeks yet. I think when major transfers happen, we might sign a young kid. We might sign an unknown player, some cheap player. But any big major transfers ain't happening for at least a week or two. And especially players going out. He will sit down with that sports analyst guy, who's meant to be amazing, by the way, that we managed to grab from Brentford, who does all the videos after the match, shows all the breakdowns and everything like that. I truly believe he will go back through all the old games under Ange and look at player performances. Look at which ones he believes that'll be like, right, he'll perform under Frank. He's guaranteed not going to. But that's going to take a bit. That's going to take a couple of weeks now for everyone to just settle down, get everything in, and that's when I hope we start making the move. Regarding Mbeumo, we should have put in a bid already, mate. Personally, just go drop that 70 mil. You're talking about 80 mil on Kudos, and you think Spurs are going to drop 80 mil on Kudos, but they're haggling over 70 mil on Mbeumo.
Right? Do you know what? We've got a few things. We've got a few. The one thing Frank will know, like Archer said, is a number 6 is needed, which is an obvious one. But there's a couple of comments I want to bring up. Nick also has just said there are so many ways good forwards this window. We've got to get a versatile. There's that one. There's one that Daniel actually mentioned that I'm going to read out that's come up. We've also got we've signed 3 players: Davies, 1 year, Danso, and Telpo. Nothing else happened until mid-July. I think we signed a player before we go on tour. Son and Romero are big things, and then we've got Colin, who really wants Semenyo from seeing him at Cardiff. But Neil G, if we take Mbeumo out, people who've watched this channel for a long time, you included, will know how much I love these two. If we sign either one of them, which I find highly unlikely, but if we sign either of these two, my God, I will be doing absolute cartwheels and somersaults once I've learned to do them. But Daniel did mention something earlier, and the Spurs Express have tweeted it. It's nothing major, but it's one of the biggest shocking things in the world. It's from Alistair Gold. Spurs have considered a move later in the window to bring Kyle Walker-Peters back as a free agent and club-trained option to help with the Champions League registration headaches. Walker-Peters would be keen on a return to his boyhood club, but Tottenham are likely to focus on other key areas first this summer, which could allow other clubs to seal a deal for the defender. Now, just to say one thing, Dave, then I'm going to throw it over to you. Why are we considering this later? It's a free deal. He wants to come back for Spurs. We still need him for club-trained players. Why is he not... I'm going to read that paragraph again, and then I'm going to give it to you. Spurs have considered a move later in the window to bring Kyle Walker-Peters back as a free agent and club-trained option to help with Champions League registration headaches. So if we have registration headaches for the Champions League, and you can fix them by bringing him in for a free, it's not going to take long to organise. Spurs lad, Spurs fan. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It does make perfect sense, mate. It's Levy. And not just that, it's not just Levy, but it's just like what I said, mate. Nothing is set yet with transfers. Nothing is set with the team. Nothing is set yet, right? Yes, we have a headache over in Europe with the Champions League and everything, right? But yeah, Levy will piss about, mate. Because,
yeah, I think a lot of people saying the same. It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Yeah, no, it's true. And like thing is, though, right? You look at the Tell signing, yeah, right? Everyone thinks Frank agreed the Tell signing, and that Tell signing was agreed way before we even contemplated bringing Frank in. It was agreed the day we took him on loan from Bayern, yeah, that he was staying permanently. It was just the fact that Levy managed to understand that at the point at the end of the season, he was able to wing a deal with Bayern, right?
Yeah.
Because Bayern didn't want him back, yeah? So that was all done deal. It was agreed. It was just Levy knew we can wing the deal, and that's what it took to create a deal, yeah, right? The Kyle Walker-Peters thing, mate, yeah, right? Yes, we need a homegrown players, club-trained players, sorry, right, for the Champions League, yeah? Is he the worst option out there? No, he's not. He's actually not that terrible of an option. He can play football. I mean, he did okay at Southampton. It was Southampton he went to, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Southampton? Yeah. He weren't the best, but he was okay. Do you know what I mean? And he can do a job. But this is the type of positions we put ourselves in where we're having to go to ex-players, yeah, right, who are okay at best. Okay, yeah? Not great, not amazing, okay at best.
Yeah.
To bring them back because of our position in the Champions League. And it's just stupid. You know what I mean? We've got apparently an incredible training ground for the youth and all that. Yeah, we're not developing players quick enough to be able to put them into positions like this. Yeah, we're not. You know what I mean? We're seeing talks of teams coming in for Alfie Devine, Ashley Phillips already, and they're apparently contemplating whether or not to keep them or sell them. You know, it's just crazy, and it's the way the club's run, mate. It's a mess. You know
what I've said? And Coys87 has said something. I actually, as a joke, a few weeks ago said, right, people, just for a bit of fun and jokes, how long till an ITK or someone drops the Spurs are interested in a certain player? And it didn't even win a week. And I honestly, this one I can't get out of my head. And I actually think Spurs genuinely do this. Not sign him, but I mean genuinely make an approach for him. And if we do, and if he signs pen to paper, I will be in London very, very quickly. Very, very quickly.
I remember when it came out. I remember when I seen that get posted about me, that Spurs are contemplating Calvin-Lewin, right? Just because I remember putting a tweet out, mate, saying, you know what I mean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Spurs and Dominic Calvert-Lewin would just laughy faces, mate, because it could happen. The thing is, yeah, we can do the Mbeumo, we can do the Ezes, we can do all that, yeah, Gibbs Whites and everything, right? But Daniel Levy, deep down, yeah, I want to win the Champions League. I want to win the Premier League. We have to. But we'll get a player on a free who's so injury prone and shit, he makes Richarlison look good. injury-wise. Do you know what I mean? Dominic Calvert-Lewin is crap. Go get Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore's better in the air than Calvert-Lewin, and he's cheaper on a free. Do you know what I mean? It's just stupid, mate, that these are the type of players we get linked with, right? Because that's how Spurs have been run. You know what I mean? You look at the Cities, you look at the Liverpools, you look at the Uniteds, yeah? Look at the players they're getting linked with. Look at Arsenal, the players they're getting linked with, yeah? We get linked with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it's a bullshit link. Don't believe it for 1 second in that sense that these people think that it's actually going to happen. They're just putting random names out there to get controversy and clicks, likes, people clicking the page, what have you, right?
Well,
but Dominic Calvert-Lewin, mate, is just ridiculous.
I have to say, and I just checked because I saw some rumours, but I didn't know it got the here we go. Liverpool next season, they signed Frimpong. They're going to get Verts, and 2 hours ago, I didn't realise Kirkes got the here we go.
Yeah. Oi, mate, what a battle next season's going to be. City and Liverpool, mate. One for the ages, mate. The players City have signed, they want them trophies back. Liverpool, they want to keep holding that top spot and they want to keep winning trophies, yeah, right? I'm sorry, other teams in the league have got no hope. If Levy thinks we're winning the Champions League or the Premier League, while them two teams are spending the money they are on the players, that man is so deluded, mate. He's so deluded to even say them words when we're looking at struggling, yeah, right, to buy out an Eze, to buy him a Mbuemo, to buy a Gibbs White or players like that, yeah, when we're getting linked to Calvert-Lewin, while the Cities are buying the players they are, yeah. Liverpool buying the players they are. If Arsenal get a Sesko or a Gyökeres or someone or a decent striker, mate, they're gonna be good. They only need a striker. To be fair to them, they only need a striker. Let's be honest about this. Biased or not, Arsenal just need a striker, correct? Right? And if they get a good, decent striker, the league's gonna be shit for a lot of teams, mate. United are getting linked with everyone, signing no one. That's hilarious. No one wants to touch United, to be fair. Bar Kuna, who wanted to just leave Wolves. Anyone who came in to spy his contract out, mate, he would have left to. He would have left to him. You know what I mean? It's not because it's United. He would have left to him. No one wanted to do it, though, right? But, you look at Liverpool. They're talking about getting Isak from Newcastle. Going to break their transfer again, mate, to go and get Isak. That's an owner who's seen his team win a trophy and gone, you know what? Let's go. I want to win them all. I'm going to buy all the best players and I'm going to win them all, mate, yeah? It might not work out for them, but you put the foundation there to have that happen, yeah? City owners watched them not win a trophy last season. For the first time in God knows how long I can remember, City didn't pick up a trophy. Yep. Guess what their owner's doing? Revamping that squad. Spend. What are Spurs doing? Oh, here's Thomas Frank playing ping-pong ball with Vinay.
Well, this is the thing. You look at, first of all, like I've said, with the transfer rumours, I'm still going as mad as I normally do in Levy up. I'd be a little bit calmer because he said it with his own words. It can't be this was what Levy said or fate. He's been public. Words came out of his mouth. So when the window shuts, he's going to be held accountable. But I will say very quickly, and it's really, this just shows what happens in football. I really, really, really worry for Bournemouth and Brentford next season. Bournemouth have been absolutely decimated for parts. And listen, they've now got another 40 million. This is why when it comes to Semenyo, if they say 70 million, we're in another place where Daniel Levy can try his bartering and haggling and whatever, and they'll be like, listen, we've just got 50 from Real Madrid, 40 from Liverpool. They've sold another player. They sold Solanke to us for 65 million. They're cash rich. They're cash. They don't need to sell, even though they're a smaller club. With, let's not forget, a stadium where their whole stadium fits into our south stand. They don't need to sell. They do not need to sell. They can haggle with us as much as they want, which is going to make it a pain in the arse when it comes to. There you go. Babs just put it here. They've sold. They've made 150 million on 3 defenders. They don't need to sell to Tottenham for Semenyo. It's not. Oh, it's the big. They can hold off. They can hold off. And Brentford are going to be stripped for parts. Mate, I feel so sorry for these two teams.
I don't. Do you know why? Do you know why I don't feel sorry for them, mate? Because their owners know what they're doing. Yeah, the reason Brentford, the reason they were where they were is because of the manager they picked and the situation that they have within the club. Same as Bournemouth, mate. They will take that money, right? And they will spend it and spend it and spend it to where you see next year or in another year's time or 3 years' time or whatever, right? All these big teams again are going back to these clubs, right, to buy them players. They're clubs that are, you class them as developing clubs. They develop players for other teams, that are buy cheap, sell expensive club, Right?
Yeah.
It's what Levy's model wants. It's what Levy wants, It's to buy cheap players and sell them expensive, right? But he kind of get mixed up in it and goes buys fucking 60 million Richarlison, players like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a buy cheap, sell expensive club, right? Yeah. And that's what they're going to continue doing, mate. I'm not worried for them. I don't think they're going to go down because they're going to take that money and go, look at all this money we got, Right. Let's hit the markets where people are not looking, right? Hit the markets where people are not looking. Everyone in the chat now, tell me, right? Mbuemo, how many wanted him before he moved to Brentford? The Semedos, the players like the what's his name? Kirksey or whatever his name was.
Kirkes.
Players like, Kirkes, players like, right? How many wanted these before they moved to these clubs? Not many. You might have had one or two, but the majority of fans wouldn't even heard of them before they moved to these clubs. They develop the players. They have the structure to develop these players to the point where they take a 10, 15 million pound player and sell them for 80, 70, 80 million. That's their structure of the club. So they're fine, mate. They've just got an abundance of money that keeps them running for the next 3-4 years, buying players and selling more, mate. We go drop 70 million to Bournemouth now, mate. Yeah, that's over 200 million player, 200 million pound on 4 players. 4 players, 200 odd million pound, right? When was the last time Levy?
One thing, Dave, just to say one thing to this lady, because this is one of my closest friends in Toronto, one of the Scotland Yard regulars that I love dearly. Lovely to see you, Jude. Hope you and Ryan are well, and I'll speak to you later on today. Back to you going mad about Levy.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, when was the last time you seen Levy sell 200 million pounds worth of players? No, God. That's what I'm saying. This is why I'm not worried for these, mate. When was the last time you seen Levy in one window sell 200 million pounds worth of players?
Mate, there's your
answer there, mate. Why you don't have to be worried about this, mate. You don't have to be worried about them because they're structured correctly for what they want. They're not in it to win trophies. They're not in it to win the Prem. They're not in it to do this. They're in it to develop players, make a fuck ton of money, mate. Yeah, and their fans are happy because they're staying in the Premier League. Their clubs are not designed to win trophies. They're designed to sit in the Premier League, make money, develop amazing players. They have fantastic football each season, and they sell the players for loads of money, and they do it all over again. It's a fantastic business model, mate. It's great for them owners. They're making money while keeping their fans happy. Levy screws the fans over, can't sell players, spends money, can't sell players, spends even more money, gets stuck with players, can't sell them players, gives players away for free, or makes stupid deals where you sell Eric Lamela for Brian Hill, then loan back Brian Hill, then bring it back, then loan it back, and then sell him. And then you've got him doing with Tell, where it's like apparently Harry Kane and Tell and all this, and it's a mess. It's a mess, mate. Levy's idea of him being this great business guy and all that, that people have said over the years, right? The stadium, oh my God, but look at the business he did for the stadium. He loaned billions of pounds to build that stadium. Right, we're still paying it back, and he's using the fans who have to sit there and watch more dross. Him make bad decision. Him not doing transfer windows correctly. Him sacking managers, hiring managers, sticking Stellini as a manager, Ryan Mason as a manager, and all this. And we get the privilege of spending thousands of pounds each season for that. Yeah, he's not a great businessman. He's a pissing idiot, and I can't stand him. But you know what I mean?
Do you know what?
Sorry, mate. It's been a while.
You know what? It's been nice that I could just sit back here and give someone else the reins for one day to go mad at Levy. And on that note, we are going to end it because I've got a few things I've got to sort out today. But Dave, it has been a pleasure having you back on the channel.
It's been lovely, mate. I loved it.
It needs to be more regular again. Definitely big up to everyone that has been watching. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. We will be back Monday. like I said, I'm having the weekend off to celebrate my birthday and wedding anniversary. So I'm going to have a chilled,
pre-happy birthday. Pre-happy birthday.
Chilled, relaxed weekend unless Spurs do something stupid. Although I don't fancy my chance if I go, honey, Spurs have done something stupid. Spurs have done something stupid. I need to do a stream. I don't think that will go down very well. But everyone, Dave, anything you want to say? Final words?
Yeah, just big up everyone. Drop a like, drop a subscription. I know most of you are already. You know what I mean? It's been lovely to do a video again. It's been so long. Loved all you guys in the chat. You know what I mean? Sending me lovely messages. Everyone wish Brian a happy birthday and anniversary for obviously this weekend. You know what I mean? You got to give it to his wife. You know, putting up with this man for that many years. I mean, we do it, but we get to turn him off. She can't. So big up, Lana. You know, bloody warrior girl. Fair play to you. But yeah, no. Yeah, it's been great to be back
to London every year.
Yeah, exactly. That's why she needs that break, mate. She needs that break. When you go, mate, she's got her tootsies in them bloody little foot things, painting her nails, sipping on that Canadian coffee, enjoying life without you, mate. Peace and quiet. You know what I mean? Yeah, but big up everyone. Do you know what I mean? I hope to do more videos. Like I said, I do my own videos on my own channel. It's kind of sporadic at the moment because with weather and everything.
That reminds me. Before we go, you said at the beginning, let me just bring this in right now. Obviously, you started getting your, you got your motorbike license and everything. You now have your bike. You're out, you're out and about, and you're making some YouTube content.
Yes, I am.
I'll say YouTube, and I said Kinder Bueno for Embuemo. So I'm on fire today. Talk to people about your new channel.
Yeah, so basically it's just me doing vlogs about my journey from never riding a motorbike before to actually passing my test. I'm going to be doing a lot of ride-out videos and stuff like that. I've been trying to buy equipment and things like the camera I'm using now is not actually a webcam. It's an DJI Action 4 action camera that I'm using as a webcam. Very posh, I know. I'm sorry. And yeah, it's just going to be bits like that. I'm about to do a video where I'm literally editing a video now where a woman tried killing me, which is quite fun. You know what I mean? I got it done by the police and everything. Cheers, Dan G. Appreciate it, mate. Anyone who subs, thank you very much. It might not be your cup of tea, but it does help me a lot. Appreciate it, kudos. You know what I mean? Just go watch the videos. There's a couple of videos of me talking, you know what I mean? Things like that. There's a couple where I'm out on the bike, but unfortunately there's music over it because the microphone on this action camera just picks up tons of wind noise and it's a nightmare. But I've got a wireless microphone now and stuff like that.
You're rolling.
The content will be better. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bloody hell, thank you.
You're rolling.
Yeah, but yeah, so thank you, Ryan. Yeah, so the video I'm about to do, basically a woman tries near enough killing me and my cousin who were out on a day, but I did a 120-mile ride. There's a video on there. It's beautiful, going through where I live in North Wales. Thank you, Jula. And it's just stuff like that. So if that's what you're into, just chilling, listening to nice, relaxing music while you watch someone ride around on a motorbike, that's for you. And yeah, so I appreciate everyone who subbed. It helps massively. It's a new thing for me doing it on my own like this. So, roundtable, appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, that'll be great. And yeah, so
I'm picking up subscribers left, right, and centre here.
I know, it's crazy. Thank you.
There you go. Listen, on that note, Dave, been great having you back. I will end the stream as I always do by saying, Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank. Thank you for all the birthday wishes that came through as well as anniversary. And as always, Levy out.